Hey everybody, it's Thunder. Back in the saddle again. Well, I got my Doc Holliday glasses on today. I really love them. I figured they'd cut down on the glare. I don't know. What do you think? It doesn't matter. Man, a lot's been going on. I've been running around and the world's been going to hell in a handbasket. Just when you think things can't get worse. I don't know, people. I would be very wary of these times. And I'm thinking all this insanity is in our country by our government, which incidentally they call themselves Christians. Maybe I ought to have an interview with Jesus or Yeshua and ask him what a Christian is. Because I think this is what he would say. He would say a Christian means nothing. It has nothing to do with me. It has not a darn thing to do with me. Christ means Messiah, and there were many Messiahs in my day. I'm the only one that filled the bill because I had the lineage through King David. That's what he would say. Christians have nothing to do with the man Yeshua. Let's get that straight right now. They may think they do, but when they go out and they start wars and murder and kill and these people are all Christians, these banksters and Obama and the military-industrial complex and the Republicans and the neocons and all these people that are putting us on the brink of World War III here, nuclear annihilation, all call themselves Christians. Well, that's nice, because that doesn't have anything to do with Christ. Christ is Yeshua, and Yeshua was a man who walked upon this earth in peace and love. And it really irks me that these people go around stirring up trouble and giving Yeshua a bad name, because those two things are associated, Jesus and Christians. And Yeshua would say, that has nothing to do with me, man. That's just something that was made up somewhere along the line, around 325 AD with the Council of Nicaea, when they threw the Bible together, which has nothing to do with Yeshua. Has nothing to do with the Christ movement or the Jesus movement that broke off of the Jewish tradition because of one man, Yeshua, who was considered an upstart and a person that didn't like religion and didn't like the status quo. Read the Bible. And he didn't like war, because all the other messiahs, now let me check with Yeshua, all the other messiahs, I can hear them in my head. All the other messiahs, or a lot of the other messiahs that came during your time, wanted war, right? Right. I thought so. But not you, because you were loving and compassionate and kind. So, let's get that fact out of the way right now. That Christians don't have a darn thing to do with Yeshua or his teachings or his love or anything about him. In fact, Christians are the Antichrist, because they go directly against what Yeshua said. They go directly against the kingdom of heaven is within you. They go directly against I and the Father are one, or I and the higher power are one. They go directly against thou shalt not kill. They go directly against the parable of the Good Samaritan. They go directly against everything. They go directly against, okay, he's talking, you cannot have two masters. You can't have two masters. money and spirituality. One has to be master over the other. Spirituality comes first. I know, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Okay. What else do you want me to tell them? Okay. Okay. You can go direct. See, this is what he says. You can go direct to him. You don't need an intermediary, a middleman. Middlemen tend to be of the lower class, lower level, making money off both sides. So he says, go direct to him. That means you don't need a church. Okay, if you believe in Yeshua and Yeshua is your main man, then you don't need a middleman. You go direct through the higher consciousness. So you don't need anybody else but, right, his spiritual power or his consciousness or the Holy Spirit descending upon you through your connection with him directly. Thank you, Yeshua. So that eliminates all these people called Christians because they belong to a religion. And a religion is a middleman. And you don't need the middleman. Now I'm telling you this because it's important, because the world's at critical mass, criticaler mass, because I've said critical mass in the past, but now it's even more critical. And I'll tell you why, because when you got people shooting airliners, I was a pilot, okay? I've said this many times. When a Malaysian airliner falls out of the sky over the Ukraine and it's immediately blamed on Russia before they even know the facts, guess what? And this is blamed on Russia from Christians. The neocons, McCain, Obama, all of them. The politicians, the men in the suits. What's that you say? He's talking to me again. Oh. Right. They shall come as wolves in sheep's clothing. They will mislead many into destructive ways. They will mislead. Okay. Confusion is an attribute of what they call Satan or evil. Wow. I like that. And that's in the Bible too, isn't it? Now, if these Christians would read their Bible, or if they would delve into where their particular religion, whether it's a Protestant Reformation religion or a evangelical or Mormon or whoever, Jehovah's Witness, whoever, Catholic, if these people delved into where their religions formed and came from, they would find out that they have nothing to do with Yeshua. And I'm here to tell you that because he's talking to me. I always have conversations with the higher entities. Yeshua, Buddha, Krishna, because they all come from that same spirit. And they all attained enlightenment the same way. And they are unified. And guess what, people? I just have a strange feeling, well, maybe I should ask, what's going to come down here, Yeshua? I mean, because it seems like things are getting out of hand. And it seems like it's the religious factions. Oh, I know you foretold this. Oh yeah, I know it's going to get real bad. You spoke of the Great Tribulation. Yeah. When Romans surrounded Jerusalem and put bulwarks up there, pointed bulwarks, and yeah, starved the people, right? They were eating their own babies, yeah. Oh man, that's bad. That's bad. So you're saying it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah. So what can we do? Have faith. Have faith, people. Great Spirit knows. Yeshua, Buddha, Krishna, all the great spiritual masters were in tune with Great Spirit, or the Greater Spirit, the Ancient of Ancients, including Wakantanka, the god of the Lakotas, and Kichimanatu, the god of my tribe, and all of the names that we describe the Ancient of Ancients teach certain people on this earth and bring enlightenment to them. What? Right. It's not an easy task. They want to crucify you. They want to, what's that? They want to crucify truth tellers. People that tell the truth go against the status quo. And if they can't crucify them literally, then they will crucify them some other way, by blackening their reputation or destroying their reputation, or right. So that crucifixion thing is kind of almost like a metaphor? Yeah, okay. That those who speak truth will be crucified, will be nailed to the wall or to a piece of wood, either metaphorically, spiritually, some way. I get it. So what you're saying again is that these Christians that are out there today have nothing to do with you. They have, right, there's some that are well-meaning, right. And but they've been misled, but you warned about it, right, like we talked about before, right. Wolves in sheep's clothing, beware. So investigate all matters concerning Scripture. Yeah, I heard that somewhere. Where did I hear that? Make sure everything is true. Timothy, was it in Timothy? Man, I know a lot about the Bible for being an Indian, don't I? You know, you find a general atmosphere of lack of compassion, lack of identity with fellow man. What's going on, Yeshua? Oh, in the last days, men's hearts shall grow cold. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Right. And nation shall rise against nation, yeah. And kingdom against kingdom, wow. That's what's happening right now, isn't it? And what? Every man's hand will be against his brother. Oh, yeah. Flee to the mountains. Okay. God, these are things I've been saying, aren't they? Maybe I've been hearing this all along. Maybe I've been hearing this all along. See, you don't need, if you want to talk to any master, you go direct. You go direct because it's out there. It's in the Akashic records. It's in the spiritual realm. There is no need. We got the spirits of the four directions all around us. The Christians would call it angels, but what do they know? They're not angels. They're spirits of the four directions. Oh, he says it's all right if some people want to call them angels. All right. Right. Now you may think that you're a bad person sometimes, but when you compare, and this is yeah, okay. You want me to tell them this? You may think you're a bad person, some of the things you do. Don't even give it a second thought, because everything is known. And it's known that the ones that are really doing the damage, or the ones that are really hurting, are the ones that we're talking about, that control things. Your little mundane stuff that you do, your so-called quote-unquote sins, sin means missing the mark. Everybody misses the mark. What's that? Yeah, and there's no perfect people walking around on the planet. Okay? What? Love your enemy, right? You know, I always wondered what you meant by that, love your enemy. I mean, it's really hard to love people that are killing and murdering and... Oh, that's what that means. Love your enemy. Okay, so you're saying if you love your enemy, there is no enemy. Oh, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Because if you love somebody, how can they be an enemy? Oh, I see. So that's kind of a way to dissolve that whole concept of an enemy. Right. I get that. Gee, it's amazing, isn't it? Which you can learn by going direct. I just wonder about what's going to happen in the future. I mean, it seems so... Oh, yeah, okay. Today's anxieties are enough for today, right? Right. God, I got to remember that. That's one that's hard for me to remember. Today's anxieties are enough for today. I like that. It will be taken care of, right? Right. See, we lose, we lose this concept, which was just told to me, that faith entails not getting too far ahead of yourself and just believing, okay, that things will be taken care of on whatever level that you're thinking about. Just like death is nothing to fear. The people that are the perpetrators of evil are nothing to fear. They can't, what's that? They can't mess with your spirit. They can't do anything about that, because that is watched over by Guess who? The Master, or the Masters, or Great Spirit, or Ancient of Ancients. So it's irrelevant that we're even here in a way. Right, it's a gift. It's a gift that should be used. Yeshua, why do I feel this need to like tell people or warn people, or because it's a form of a good Samaritan? Okay. It's stopping to help that person that's hurt on the side of the road, and they don't have to be hurt physically, they can be hurt mentally. Oh, I get it. It's about love and accepting them as your brother. I get it. I knew that, see? So it's about, right now, it's about, the main concern should be what? Reaching out to those who are of like mind. Of like mind. I like that. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, those who have ears shall hear, let them hear. Those who have ears. I think they said that about Custer, too. Oh, you know, the true spirit of Yeshua is beautiful. It doesn't have a thing to do with what's going on right now. That's the point I'm trying to make here. It's a heart thing. It's a, we are all one. Mataku ye o yasin. It's embrace one another and love one another, and let's forget all about these machinations of war and rumors of war and all the rest of this stuff in the world. The innocence. That's what become as children, right? If you become as a child, then you will understand how precious children are, how precious we were in that childlike state. Yeah. There is no there's no worries about, right? Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. Not to worry, people, it will be taken care of, because there's I was told there's a scripture that says when the leaves on the trees start to change, which is a metaphor for events starting to happen, lift your heads high, for you will know your deliverance is near. We may not even be in this realm, people. The deliverance could be a mass shift of consciousness, an interdimensional walking through the ether into another dimension. I always wondered what that term, new heavens and new earth, meant too. I know you said, I hear. I know, see, Yeshua said, don't look for the kingdom over there, or don't look for the kingdom over here. For it is nothing that you can see. You can't see it physically. You cannot see this new heavens and new earth and this new kingdom and all this stuff. You can't see it physically. So, that must mean, what does that mean? A dimensional thing, a spiritual thing, a heart thing, living in that realm within yourself. Kingdom of heaven is within. I get it. Which brings about another point, that if it's within, you don't need anybody out here to tell you what to do. You go within. I get that. People, right now, you need to do a lot of ritual, because the earth is, it always helps to call upon Great Spirit or whoever you use. And I think Yeshua has kind of always been a main man of mine. I always said I'm not a Christian, but I didn't say I didn't believe in Yeshua, and I didn't say I didn't believe in the power of faith and hope. And you know, you just feel good all over when you can have somebody that you can trust to talk to. Get my drift here? So talk to whoever you trust, and do it in a heartfelt manner, and you're going to feel a lot better, because you're going to know you're not alone. You're not alone. You got backing, baby. And it doesn't matter whether you walk this planet or leave this planet or leave this dimension. You got backing. You got a friend walking right there with you. And don't doubt it for a minute. Don't doubt it, because that's not faith. Okay? I just want to make a point here. And I hope you take the point in a meaningful way. Is that all the stuff that's going on in the world, and it's all an illusion, and it's all nothing to be fearful of. No matter how hell-bent it gets, that's just no pun intended. No matter how bent for destruction these maniacs get on this planet, it's all something that's been foretold and all something that will be taken care of. And guess what? When we leave this realm, is any of this going to matter? Is it any of it going to matter? None of it's going to matter. Because you can't take any of this stuff with you. It's all left behind, like money or worry or anything. When you leave, you become as a babe again. You become that pure essence of the Ancient of Ancients. Man, I'm really on my soapbox today, aren't I? It's just, you know, you run across people. Now, on my travels, I've been running across a few people, and I run into them. And you know what's beautiful? Is that parable of reaching out to your fellow man. And that whole thing about, well, I wrote in my book, Natalie told me you can't save the world, Thunder, but you can talk to people. And you know what really is heartfelt to me is, I'll run into somebody like I ran into a young guy from Hawaii over in Williams, Arizona, and he he sat across, I was eating breakfast in a restaurant, and he sat across from me because there wasn't much room, and we were supposed to meet because he was looking for the kind of wisdom and knowledge that I could impart to him. And the most beautiful thing about that is that after we had breakfast in this long, long conversation, he goes, "Man, I'm sure glad I ran into you. Maybe the only reason that I ever came to this Grand Canyon in this area was just to run into you and learn what I needed to learn, and I appreciate you very much, and I'll remember everything you said to me." And man, I felt like I was going to break down and cry. Of course, this was later, when I started reflecting on it. Because sometimes you don't think you make a difference. And then later on, I met this young lady in a Native American store who is just beautiful physically, and yes, I was attracted to her, but spiritually, she was on the money. She was on my wavelength. We connected, boom, energy-wise and every other way. When you connect on that higher energy level, everything else is academic. And we connected there, and we started talking, and it was like two peas in a pod, and like just a really good feeling that there was somebody out there that you could talk to that knew what the hell you were talking about. And that felt good. That felt real good. So I gave her my book, and both of my books. And she's a school teacher and mixed breed native from the Flathead tribe. Beautiful people. So if you just meet two people in a week that get something from what you say, and it means something, then you've accomplished that command of you know, reaching out to your brother and extending a spiritual plate to partake from, or wisdom. And your confirmation is when people say things to you like, "Well, I'm glad I met you." That's your confirmation that you're on the right track, okay? There's hope out there, people. We just all have to band together. And so that's what the Campfire Council's all about. I've talked about it. And if you want to learn more about the Campfire Council, which is a nonprofit organization that I'm on the board of directors of, then go down here and look at the link, or one might pop up here, but you can go to the About This Video section and you'll get all the links you need. So that's my little rant for today. I haven't done one in a while, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm sure there's those out there that think, "Oh my God, he thinks he's talking to Yeshua." Got news for you. Try it. It might just work for you. Blessings. Until next time, Thunder is over and out.